Uh-oh. He not moving. He done. He appears to be dead in the water, even though he is trying his best to put out some speed. He's probably only putting out maybe 1 knot. So, I'm gonna see if actually, first of all, I should see if the deck gun is even an option. It is. Forget about it then, for now. We're gonna just cruise along a little bit. Get some proximity. And actually, I should keep my eye on him to make sure he's not armed, because my crew just started freaking out. He probably just noticed us. I don't see any guns. That said, I do see smoke off in the distance. He could be radioing for help. How much ammo do we have? 63 shots. Put them to good use immediately, because I don't want a destroyer coming around. I said to good use. I don't want a destroyer coming around and sinking us. That may not be a destroyer, that's probably a Corvette. Little red Corvette. Bow, bow. Is that a hit? To good use. Do I need to repeat myself? Did I stutter? Oh, that hit. Okay, fine. Keep going. Of course, my scroll wheel still broken. That actually would make this a little bit aggravating for me to do it, so I'll let my men take care of it. Yeah, that warship, whatever it is heading right for us. Its profile has slimmed up, and I'm pretty sure it's going to come attack us. He had an explosion just there. Great job. Great job, guys. Now he's turning, though. I don't understand anything anymore.
Schiff gesichtet.
But you know what? Let's get closer to him.
Volle Fahrt voraus.
Wow, you guys are awful.
Neuer Kurs 133.
Right. Let a man do it. Something resembling a man. Yeah? Yeah? No? Okay. It's pretty tough doing this kind of stuff. I should actually keep my eyes on the destroyer, just to make sure he doesn't make any sudden moves towards us. He is moving towards us, though, I'm pretty sure. God damn it, guys. Ooh. That was that goddamn sound effect. I thought I heard a shell going over our heads. Man alive. It's not even close. I'm just going to speed things up a touch. He might be sailing off. I mean, I wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't want to mess with me either. How many shots have we used? Not all that many. I guess I feel a little better. And the range is a little bit tricky. He is British, thankfully. That could have been a neutral tanker. Of course, that ammo ship could have been neutral for all I know. Although we did get a red icon, so that's good. I just really... Oh, that's the sun. That would be why it's bright over there. Genius! Basic navigation hazards. Don't look at the sun. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that destroyer over there is still just hanging out as a part of the convoy, and I don't think he's actually going to do anything to us. But better be safe. Better to be safe than sorry. Alright, well, we're making good work of him. Appear not to be any imminent danger for now. We're going to keep hunting this convoy because there are some fantastic targets in it. I'm just going to let my men work away at this here and pick things up once it sinks. And then after that, we'll continue shadowing them and hopefully take some more shots at them. Let's just watch one more shot. Oh boy! Great job, guys. Way to go out on a high note. Finally, well actually it wasn't too long after stopped the recording, this ship is going down. It based on my observations, it did have a list, and it possibly would have sunk without our help, but But it is fun to help, isn't it, guys? That's a good lesson to take away from my Let's Plays. It never hurts to help, unless you're the person that I'm helping. It usually hurts you. So, let's see, out of this attack, we got the ammo ship and then this guy, so that's about 18,000 tons of crucial materiel for the British. That would be some of the most important stuff. This is probably fuel oil of some kind, probably possibly gasoline. Good grief. And then the other one was, of course, carrying ammunition, so that would be also somewhat important. Uh-oh. 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 Oh. Oh, my. Now that's what I call bad gas. Yeah? It's a joke. There's so much particle effect crap going on right now that it is slowing my computer down somewhat. But man, that thing is burning up. I bet that is gas. That's pretty bad. That's bad gas. Okay. We're gonna continue on. I think we caught their attention. This ship is closing. He's backing off from the convoy, which is over here. I had us return to course, but I think he might be coming to check us out. So, although he's not heading directly for us. So I'm just going to do a normal dive. Not going to do a full crash dive. See if we can get under here fairly quickly. Can we hear him on hydrophone? There he is. This could be interesting. Especially with my broken mouse. I should really swap this out. Yeah, he's coming in. Let's keep diving, guys. He doesn't seem to be heading in the right direction here, so I'm not too sure that I'm that concerned. And at this point I will go silent even. I think that we're safe. I think that was kind of a false alarm. I think he was probably just going to go see what sank that. The AI is kind of funny like that because, you know, when I was shooting at him, it looked like he was going to come by and kill me, as would be intelligent for him to do. But apparently he just kind of... Oh, there he goes. He's doing a search pattern now. So, yeah, I think we're in the clear. If that changes, I'll let you guys know. We're continuing to hunt the convoy, but we are getting pertinent messages via the radio from U-556. Enemy in sight, 1 battleship, 1 aircraft carrier, course 115, high speed, square BE 5332. When they have the 4-digit grid squares, the way that it works is like this. I think I might have explained this, but grid 53 is right here. And then that grid is further divided into 9 subgrids. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 533 would be this 9th of this grid, and then 5332 would be the same thing. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it would be right about there. That's just to give a more exact position than just saying grid BE 53, which is a huge area. So what that sub is probably reporting is the Ark Royal, and I don't know which of the battleships. Probably, I want to say the King George V, but I could be completely wrong. And they are bearing down on the Bismarck, and the Bismarck is trying vainly to get to France. But things are going to get complicated here for it in a bit. I don't know if it's exactly now or when it happens, but things will start to develop rather quickly. We're still tracking the convoy. We actually got a radio update about it, so I just marked it. But they're heading roughly east-southeast. I should just draw a line like this. And so this line I don't have any use for anymore, because I think I'm going to just use all my torpedoes on the convoy. I was thinking of trying to intercept some of the battleships returning home from the engagement with the Bismarck, but I have no idea where they're going to be. So, I mean, that's a completely ridiculous idea, and it brings us awful close to Britain. So for the safety of our crew and for the overall sanity of the captain, I'm not going to do that. I'm trying to actually get us in visual range of the convoy just to reestablish contact and everything, but so far I'm just kind of puttering along. I got kind of tied up with that Corvette for a little bit, but it kept appearing and reappearing, so I had to keep notching my course up to go around it. And things are looking pretty good right now, though, so I'm hoping that we overtake them and that we're in a good firing position come nightfall. I think that's going to happen. I think this is going to work out marvelously. Yes. We've gotten a couple radio messages that are worthy of remark. BDU sent a message to the boat that cited the aircraft carrier and the battleship. Do not attack further. Transmit I was going to say bacon signals. I am so hungry, I guess. Transmit bacon signals. Keep contact until new orders. So they're telling U-556 not to attack, obviously, to assure that they have a reliable fix on the location of the cruiser or battleship and the aircraft carrier. That seems like kind of a silly order, not because of the fact that they're telling them not to attack, but because I don't know how a U-boat's going to keep up with something that they said was moving fast. So whatever, but U-556 was not able to influence the attack as a result. They weren't able to take shots. They might have been out of ammo. I'm trying to remember. There was a U-boat that ran into some of the ships that were involved in the sinking of the Bismarck, and the captain said, "I am out of torpedoes, otherwise I could have possibly saved the Bismarck," but it didn't work out that way. And then there's another message from Lehman Radio News. "We did not intend to fight enemy warships, but we took up the fight. The crew have behaved magnificently. We shall win or die." This is Admiral Lutien? I don't know how to pronounce his name. I've seen it a lot, but I've never bothered to find out how it's pronounced. This is just a quote from a radio news report, of course. This is actually true about not intending to fight enemy warships. The Bismarck was dispatched into the North Atlantic specifically to sink merchants. It wasn't really supposed to be fighting with the whole Atlantic fleet of the British Navy. Of course, now the situation has been slightly altered. They've been pressed into the fight, and they're going to just try to do their very best. And we should probably be getting another message here in a little while. Right now I'm on course for this point here. I'm going to come about and face roughly this direction, and that should put us in a good firing position for the convoy, as long as I have that bearing right. I've gotten multiple reports throughout this entire encounter, and I think that this course is pretty good. Unless they change course, we should be pretty well set. And so far we don't have any more reports, but we should be getting something soon. Right? Right? Well, I'm just going to at least get us into position here. Okay. We're going to go this way, and then... Oh wait, I already have that like that. Hee. Well, we'll call it something like that. And hopefully we'll get some hydrophone contacts here, but... Oh, that's the wrong way. Southwest. Ha! Oh boy. We're not that out of position, though. No contacts, but... I've been noticing we've been having some problems with this still, so... Stay a while and listen. There they are. We can actually trim this up a little bit. And I think that we're going to be all set. I think you guys may not have heard that, but... It's very quiet. It does, I mean, the only thing I can think of to describe it as is sounding exactly like a laundry, like a washing machine. It's you can actually, if you're good, figure out the speed of the ships based on that. I'm Actually, I'm going to put us on the surface. Based on the number of revolutions that you hear, you're able to determine... I'm just waiting for them to pop into visual range or for us to get a message. Just killing time. Oh, hey, there you go. That's a warship, though. That's not what I wanted. Oh, conditions aren't that great. Well, that's the convoy, though, still. Assuming that that's the, yeah, that's a destroyer there. This is the lead part of the convoy. So we're going to back up. We're a little bit too close. So we're going to come right down the line here. Convoys, you know, I always fail to account for the fact that convoys are fairly wide. They are about 5 or 6 kilometers wide sometimes. This one's a huge one. Well, it was a huge one until I took a little bit of a nibble out of them. But they're fairly wide, and you have to account for that in the attack. That's actually a Corvette there. This is another one where we're going to have to go under. I haven't really reconnoitered this side of the convoy too much, although we did take a shot at something on this side from our previous attack. We've gotten that message yet? I guess not. Okay. Well, this is going to take a little bit for them to get into the shot, if you will. So I'm going to resume once we're ready to rock here. It's not going to be too complicated, I don't think. If it does get complicated, you'll be the first to know. I'm going to put us under. I was going to say, I've got us in position, but now I can't see anything, and I'm starting to wonder at this point if an attack is really even feasible, because you can see we're at periscope depth, but our periscope keeps getting washed over, and I'm only actually able to catch just the briefest glimpses of, there we go. That's a little better. It took a minute there, but as you can see, this is really, really rough weather. So I'm thinking of not so much doing an attack right now, because I'm not going to be able to get a torpedo solution on anything in the convoy. So, yeah, and not to mention, now that I say that, with waves like this, our goddamn torpedoes will probably just go off before they hit the target. So I'm not even going to bother. Actually, I'm just going to go that way. Very frustrating, but that's the game, you know. You gotta deal with the weather as you get it. That's I keep saying like silly little homespun aphorisms like that, and I don't know. This game isn't really all that zen. It's not even zen. That's kind of redneck, really. So yeah, we are gonna abort the attack because I can't get a lock on anybody, and I'm gonna just see if the weather changes. The other possibility is I could try to make an attack on the surface, but with that guy so close, this flower class, I'm not really willing to do that. Let's see what this... Well, we're not at periscope depth anymore. Let me see if we can even see him. Should have us be silent too. Doesn't make a huge difference when you're just going ahead slow anyway, but... See, we're not even out of the weather here. There we go. So supposedly we're at periscope depth now. Or approaching it anyway. And our friendly neighborhood flower class should be at approximately... Oh, dead ahead. That's handy. Alright, this isn't looking very good. Alright, well... You know what, we're not going to probably even get a good solution on the surface anyways, because we'll get washed out there too, so forget it. Forget about it. We're going to follow along for a bit and just hope the conditions improve. Well, this is interesting. It's only been like a minute or two since I last recorded, but there's a ship sunk there. It was sunk by weather, it looks like. And then there's two ships that have started to straggle. They're behind the main body of the convoy. I might take a look and see what those are. This here is a Corvette, I think. We got that report earlier. I don't know if it's still on the map. But I think that's a rearguard corvette for this convoy. It's kind of an interesting position for it. But the weather is just horrendous. So, I mean, if the sea itself is sinking the ships, what good am I? Am I even necessary? Probably not. Shots in these kinds of circumstances would be unnecessary and ridiculous. I'm actually going to put us on the surface now, too. Hey, whoa. How are we seeing all these guys? Who's on deck? Spitzenhund, what do your elven eyes see? Everything, apparently. How are... See? we're getting washed out even while moving on the surface, so there's no way we're making an attack here, but I just wanted to see if I could see what those ships were. That's the rear of the convoy. Good God. Alright. Well, I'm gonna drown my men here, apparently. Drown them in delicious gravy. I'm not seeing the other ships, and that's because I'm going to drown. Alright, we're not gonna bother with this anymore. I'm just gonna keep going, try to get out of range here. In fact, I'm gonna turn our course a little bit more northerly to avoid this guy, who somehow we know is going this way, but I can't see shit. Let me just take one more look. I just want to see if I can figure out what's going on with those. There we go. Well, I can already tell that they're not big ships because of the masts. Those are coastal freighters or something. Not coastal freighters. Tramp steamers or small cargoes. Just can see the tops of the mast, and they just appear to be moving slowly. They don't appear to be listing. They're still pretty close, so I might dive. Yeah, that's probably a safe bet. And anyways, it'll give my watch crew a little bit of a time to rest, because this is going to be horrible working on the surface around here. So that's the plan. Just get out of visual range of the convoy in general, and see if we can lob some shots at them once the weather can kind of stops being such a pain in the ass. Okay, the weather is so bad that our diesels are not working. They're constantly getting washed over, so they, can't put out exhaust. And as a result, we're not making speed. We're making about a maximum of 5 knots. So I'm actually going to put us under and just have us go on electrics, because this is pointless. It's going to make my watch crew tired, and we're not going to get anywhere anyway. So we're going to go on electrics for a while and just at least get my crew out of the weather. And hope that things kind of improve here, but some of the worst weather I've seen in the game. Let's change our course that away. The concern now, though, is that the convoy is going to start to outrun us. And they are definitely going to outrun us, I should say. Even if we are going under and going at this speed, they're going to go much faster. So we will eventually have to overtake them, but I think at this point it's really just a question of, this is actually the fastest way for us to move right now. And we'll be able to make up time on the surface later, hopefully, if we can go a little bit faster. But for now, this is really our only option. This is pretty rough seas, mateys. Arr! Well, in other shitty news, we have this radio message from the O Kriegsmarine. I don't remember what the O stands for. It's Ober something. It's the command of the Navy saying, the battleship Bismarck has been sunk at the hands of the British. It is a sad day for the German people. So, yeah, Bismarck has been sunk. It's sunk in this area, I think actually near where we got the report of the Ark Royal and the battleship, whatever one it was. Basically, it might have been actually right around here. And what happened was, as Bismarck was toddling along, look at how many times we're saying current depth 10 meters, by the way. This is ridiculous. And look at the speed we're making. That's such crap. Such complete crap. But anyway, oh, God. So the Bismarck is cruising along, and then a swordfish, not a literal swordfish, but a biplane launched from the Ark Royal, manages to land a hit on its steering mechanism. So that is actually kind of the knockout blow. It doesn't do a lot of explosive, hilarious damage. Boy, we're having a hard time even keeping course. Sorry, I keep getting distracted by how terrible the weather is. It basically just ends up doing a big loop. It's stuck doing a left turn, I think, basically. So it's just looping around. It's riding spinners, and at some point, the whole Navy basically converges on it. The Rodney, the King George V, and then there's a cruiser called the Dorsetshire. All three are involved with destroying the ship. Usually, I mean, historically, the credit was assigned either to the two battleships for basically blowing it up with shells, or to the Dorsetshire for actually landing some hits with torpedoes. And supposedly the Rodney, one of the battleships, landed a hit on the Bismarck with a torpedo. Apparently the Rodney had forward torpedo tubes. Who knew? But also, you know, it's fair to say that all three, plus the swordfish, really should get the credit. Now, the thing is, though, is that when Bob Ballard, that guy that discovers basically every shipwreck ever, when he went to go dive to find it, he discovered that usually when a ship sinks as a result of being attacked like that, the bulkheads collapse because they're not full of water. The pressure of the water as the ship sinks crushes it. But he found that the hull was relatively intact, aside from all the huge holes in it that were, you know, from the shells and from the torpedoes and so on. And, you know, the compartments that weren't hit by those individual shots would decompress, or would compress and get crushed. So the Germans historically have always said, well, we actually scuttled it. That's why it sank. We knew that the ship was doomed, so we just scuttled it and flooded the compartments. And it seems that the state of the ship actually supports that. I mean, it's obviously, you know, the British destroyed the ship. It's just that the Germans realized that it was going to get destroyed, and they just scuttled it. But Admiral Lutyens did not survive the encounter. Neither did the actual captain of the ship. Most of the senior officers were killed when the bridge was hit by a shell. It was, all in all, pretty bad. I think there were only 100 and some survivors out of a crew of 2,000 and some. So, pretty bleak. Serving on a ship in the North Atlantic was not a very safe place to be, as we've seen. So that's the Bismarck. That's the end of it, really. I'm sorry that we missed it. I'm thinking what I might do is start another career. Not get rid of this current one, of course. Just start one to see if we can watch the actual demise of the Bismarck, because I think that would be pretty cool to see. But the only real involvement we had was taking a pot shot at the disappearing battleships up here, which I want to erase because they infuriate me. Get out of here. And you know, even then, that wasn't much of a involvement. We were going 0 knots there. God, it's such terrible weather. How's the battery's almost charged? But yeah, like I was saying, I want to see if we can actually watch the Bismarck get blown up. That would be pretty cool. So I don't know when I'm going to do that. I probably will do that well in the future, but just a thought I've been having. So anyways, as you've seen, as I've been distracting myself with, we're moving incredibly slowly for the speed that we're supposed to be putting out, and we're constantly getting watched over. I'm surprised our watch crew is still alive, and in fact they're very cranky with me right now. So good grief, our crew is kind of coming apart at the seams here. I'm going to have to do some housekeeping here, but I'll do that off screen. So that's the end of the Bismarck. The end! Yay! But we're going to keep trying to hunt this convoy, come hell or high water. Oh, hey. Is this a different... Well, hey, this is possibly a different convoy or possibly the same. If they're heading south-southeast, I'm more than willing to get the hell out of this area and follow them. What was their speed? Just slow down there, Haas. Oh, shit. Damn it. Let's go to the messages. 10 knots. God, okay. We'll see if we can catch up with them. At least get out of this weather and just do something productive here.